some industry, some money, it's not totally controlled in the U.S., and there is a kind of Republican instinct to not totally have open government control and total police state. And so because Republicans are out of power, it's kind of time for them to play that part, the populist role. We do it no matter who's in office. We're nonpartisan. We're constitutionalists here. But they're mixing me in with Limbaugh and Beck because they're scared of all of us across the board. And they're particularly scared of me because I have the young demographic as well as the middle-aged and the old. I'm very diverse. I've got the left and the right waking up. And so while they're busy demonizing Limbaugh and Beck, who've got a lot more skeletons in their closet and problems, they can kind of mix me in and go after what they see as the real threat to their system. Because when they've got a fake right-wing savior in power who's going to keep all the bad stuff Obama does, just like Obama's keeping all the bad stuff Bush put in place, I'll be fighting it when Limbaugh and Beck are defending it. Just like Keith Olbermann would go after Bush for wanting to stage terror attacks on U.S. ships. But as soon as Obama comes in, he won't talk about it. See, I'm not a political pundit with a dog in the fight when it comes to which party. I want my children to grow up in a free society. But anyways, it's creepy to have this type of powerful institutions attacking me. The biggest, most powerful New World Order foundations. Now, let's play Limbaugh and Beck. Beck, this is an amazing 10-minute clip. It's up on Infowars.com, unedited. We have a link to the YouTube if you want to find it. But this is Limbaugh and Beck openly saying that Obama may stage something to go after people and that, oh, Rush, he blamed you for McVeigh. Clinton blamed you for that. I mean, this is a big deal to have Limbaugh and Beck going this far. This is amazing. And they can tell, folks, that they're now in danger of being shut down. Again, everything Limbaugh's saying is totally true. And that's the thing. Compared to Media Matters, this guy is the bastion of truth and wisdom. I mean, he distorts stuff, he twists, but I mean, I listen to Limbaugh off and on. It's nothing compared to Media Matters and George Soros saying there's no plan for national compulsory service. I just gave you bill numbers, the White House Chief of Staff, and the President calling for it. And Media Matters knows that the big foundations want compulsory service or slavery. And they call it the new civil rights. And it's come out in Texas and all over, fake people posing as doctors on the White House payroll, not just with a foundation, and all over the country. They got fake people, and Acorn and others have been advertising $500 to go to these events and to pose as a supporter. I mean, it's on record. They're the ones paying for the crowds. People know the government can't administer health care. Health care is screwed up because government got their fat hands involved in it. And they go, oh, be compassionate, take care of people. It's a bunch of eugenicists. Tom Daschle wrote a book saying don't give old people health care. In Europe, they do ration it. They are eugenicists. They do want you to die. The bioethics boards are death panels, you lying trash. I'm sick of your crap. I am, man. I'm sick of it. Go back to Pillhead. He's telling the truth. They talk about staged terror attacks, everything else. We're forcing the mainstream to talk about these issues. There's obviously a fissure within the elite. That's why they're letting Limbaugh and Beck do this. Because there's a lot of people in the power structure going, are we going to really be like Nazi Germany meets Mao Zedong? I mean, are we really going to let this happen?
Finally in the news this evening, it's being reported that cyber spies from Russia and China have now penetrated our power grid. Even as energy experts are reporting that each summer we get closer and closer to the limits of our nation's power grid, some say that this summer's demand for electrical power may finally push the grid over its edge, creating a cascade of power outages across the country, putting us all in the dark.
Are you prepared for the next round of storm-related outages or government-created blackouts? Have you ever thought about taking taking steps to get off the grid and generate your own private supply of electrical power? If so, this will be the most important information you have ever heard. Solar-powered generators are finally available. They have no moving parts to wear out or break and require absolutely no gas whatsoever. Remember, the government doesn't own the sun, so go to mysolarbackup.com. That's mysolarbackup.com. Check out mysolarbackup.com before you lose your power.
888-201-2244, 888-201-2244, 888-201-2244, or locally in Central Texas, if you're listening on, say, 590 AM, KLBJ. To say it properly, News Radio 590, KLBJ, 512-646-1776. If the word 1776 offends you, I'm sorry that George Soros has brainwashed you. So, Rush Limbaugh and Glenn Beck talking about staged terror attacks. Do you, and then we're going to your phone calls, do you have the clip of Savage? Were you able to pull that up quickly? I know I've got one guy in here today doing the job of 3 people. We'll pull it up later. Yeah. I mean, the point is that the things I've talked about for 14 years being laughed at are now mainstream news, and the establishment doesn't like that. Some of the other news, while we're queuing that up, I want to hear from listeners about, I mean, what does this mean for this show? Because I mean, it's got me looking over my back to have Media Matters attacking me and all these George Soros, Rockefeller government fronts. I mean, they admit these are run by the Security Council, by the State Department, by spooks, by the government. And the government launders money through these foundations and through Acorn, and then they launder it back out in the media. Now they're going to have a tax of all internet, AM and FM radio. They're now saying FCC is going to be over the web. I mean, the FCC can go jump off a cliff if they start trying to regulate free speech on the web. I mean, I'm just sick of it. I'm sick of it. Get off my back, parasites. I can't take anymore. And the people can't take anymore. Then I've got all this other news. Hospitals gear up for flu epidemic, and they're saying it's above a level 6. A level 6 was the highest. It's like the color-coded. Red's the highest. Are they going to go to purple level? They've done that. Scientists tell Swedish TV, World Health Organization pandemic criteria lowered to benefit Big Pharma. Flu shotter get fired. That's being announced all over the country and the world. So we're going to go over all of those reports after I take some phone calls. But here's Michael Savage saying Obama's going to stage a terror attack. And I agree with him. If Obama doesn't stage a terror attack like Bush did, that is the people handling Bush and Obama, it's way above them, then it's over. In fact, I haven't checked in a week. What's the Rasmussen Daily Tracker? It was 41 last Sunday. And he was losing on average 1.5 points a week. Was it 39? Is that possible? Lowest ever for any president 8 months in? Is that everybody's getting it. And now Army manuals were declassified. We've listed the Army number here before. You can just search engine, or startpage.com is a good search engine. You can just startpage.com the term, or Google the term, Army Field Manual False Flag. And it tells the Army, blow up a school bus, shoot some people, blame it on your enemies. Works well. And they're like, little kids, I'm favorite. You know, that's how you roll. You splatter some kids up against a wall, hand grenade a school bus, and the Army's argument is, well, that helps us win the war, and then that saves lives. It's called collateral damage. See, generals for 5,000 years of recorded history have sent in, excuse me, generals for thousands of years have sent in what they call sacrificial forces, or pawns. Pawn sacrifice. And they stage terror attacks. That's the modern version. But before, you would send in, say, with the cavalry, you'd send in a unit of 100 guys into Apache-infested territory, knowing the Apaches are going to wipe them out. And the officer leading them in knows that. Try to hold out behind some rocks. You're probably all going to get killed, but we're all macho here. Yes, sir, I'm ready to die. And once look at the Alamo. They sent them down there saying you're probably going to get wiped out. And then Travis said we're probably all going to get killed, but This will help us get the state. And they're like, hell yeah, that sounds like a good way to die. I mean, these are, so once you have that attitude, it's over. We're going to do it for America, blow up those towers and get tough. Yeah. The Muslim extremists, we've got to do it to get the American people to pay attention. Oh, you don't like hearing that. It doesn't fit into your left-right paradigm. It's the facts, ladies and gentlemen. Just like Northwoods called for hijacking jets and bombing D.C. and crashing jets to blame it on foreign enemies. Just like Gulf of Tonkin was staged. Just like USS Liberty was staged. Just like Operation Ajax was staged. It's admitted that governments do this. And they do not like Rush Limbaugh, Glenn Beck, and Michael Savage coming out and saying Obama's going to stage this stuff. Because, see, what happened is, back when I was exposing all of this, when it was Bush as the puppet, these guys hated me and attacked me. But now that Obama's in there, they are so partisan that they are actually telling the truth. And I think it's a beautiful thing. And I think it says that the kind of phony right-wing edifice has more credibility and more guts in it than the fake foundation left does. Because you would never hear the left, the mainline left, agreeing that 9/11 was an inside job. In fact, that pig creature, Ed Schultz, and the rest of them would get up there and attack me every week